الحمد لله رب العالمين والعاقبة للمتقين ولا عدوان إلا على الظالمين أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. Our young scholars, you guys ready?
Yes.
What do we learn about, guys? Fiqh of?
Fasting.
Fiqh. You guys are going to be scholars, yes or no?
Yes.
You say inshallah. And imams, right?
Yeah.
Inshallah, you're going to be imams.
Inshallah.
You guys all be inshallah big scholars. Fiqh of fasting. What class is this? Yesterday we talked about the different types of fasting. We said there are two types of fasting. The first type of fasting is what? Let's go quickly, bismillah. First type of fasting is?
Sunnah.
The first type of fasting is? Wajib. And what are some fasting that is wajib?
Fasting in Ramadan.
Fasting in Ramadan.
Making up for Ramadan fast.
So when Ramadan comes, that fasting is wajib. If somebody missed a day in Ramadan, they need to make up that fast, and that fasting will be wajib. And the third one?
Kafara.
What is kafara?
Breaking fasting on purpose.
You broke the fast on purpose. What do you have to do? You have to make up that fast, and it's a what? Mand is wajib. What's the fourth one?
Hajj tamattu. If you don't have an animal to sacrifice, you fast.
Yes, for one of the special type of hajj, if you don't have an animal to sacrifice, what do? You have to fast. And number 5?
Fasting for a vow.
Fasting for a vow. How many is that? It's 5. We can summarize all of those into 3. We can summarize all of those into what?
3.
Into 3. So we can say the wajib fasting, the fasting that is wajib, we can summarize it into what? Into 3. The first one is due to time. Is due to what? Time. Like what, for example? Like the month of?
Ramadan.
Like the month of Ramadan. Yes. So I give you guys detailed type of fasting that's wajib, but you can summarize all of those into what? The first one is what? Time. The month of Ramadan comes, that now it's time to what? Fast. Another type of fasting that's wajib is for a reason. Is for a reason. And that reason can be different. That reason could be because you are making up what? You are making up a fast for Ramadan. Or that reason is because you're making hajj and you don't have a animal. Okay? Or that reason is because you broke a fast on purpose and now you have to now do the kafara. You broke it on purpose, now you have to do the kafara. So this is the reason. And number 3, fasting can be wajib because of yourself. You made it wajib upon yourself. And this is a what? A vow. You said to yourself, Wallahi, if I pass this test with an A, I'm going to fast. This fasting is wajib, but who made it wajib?
Yourself.
You made it wajib upon yourself. For all of the fasting that is wajib, you can summarize it into 3. What is the first one?
Fasting due to time.
Fasting due to time, fasting due to reason, and fasting what? Due to vow that you put upon what?
Yourself.
You put upon yourself. So these are the fasting that is what? That is what, guys? Wajib. And then we also talked about fasting that is, we said there is fasting. What are those fasting that is sunnah?
The day of Ashura.
The day of Ashura. And what day is that?
10th of Muharram.
What's another day, Abdullah, that is sunnah for fasting? The day of Arafah. What day is that?
The 9th of Dhul Hijjah.
The 9th of the. What's another sunnah, fasting that's sunnah?
Monday through Thursday.
Weekly, Mondays and Thursdays. What's another one?
Fasting 3 days of the month.
3 days. What's another one?
Fasting 6 days. Shawwal.
Any 6 days or the first 6 days?
First 6 days.
Any 6 days.
Any 6 days. Any what? Any 6 days of the month of Shawwal. What's another one?
Fasting Shaban.
Fasting in the month of Sha'ban. Most of the month of Sha'ban. What's another one?
Fasting
Fasting
every
every
other
other
day.
day.
And what prophet used to do that? Like Prophet Dawood. Then we also said some fasting is dislike. It's not good for you to fast. What day is that?
On all the Eid days.
No, dislike.
Only on Friday.
To single out only what?
Friday.
Only to single out Friday. And we said some fasting is haram. Like what?
Fasting on Eid al-Fitr.
Like fasting on the days of what?
Eid.
Eid.
And
And the day of Tashriq.
And the days of also Tashriq. And the day of doubt, you can put it under the forbidden type of fasting, or you can also put under the dislike type of what? Dislike type of fasting. Today, inshallah ta'ala, we're going to talk about the pillars of fasting. What are we going to talk about?
Pillars of fasting.
The pillars of what?
Fasting.
Of fast. We should know every action that we do has what? Pillars, has conditions, has wajibat, which is like duties you have to do, and they also have what? Things that are recommended, and they also have things that are disliked, and they also have things that nullify it. So let's write this down. We said every action that we do has what? Every act of worship that we do, what does it have?
It has pillars.
It has what? It has pillars. Every action we do has what?
Pillars.
It has what? Pillars. What else does it have? It also has what?
Conditions.
It has conditions. What else does it have? It has what?
Nullifiers.
Wajibat. Wajibat meaning duties. And we're going to explain this, okay guys?
Okay.
And it also has what? Recommended action. Recommended what?
Actions.
Recommended action. Number 5, it has what? Dislike. It has what?
Dislike.
Dislike action. And number 6, it has what?
Nullifiers.
Nullifiers. Every action that we do goes under what? Has one of these what? Has these 6 parts. It has pillars, conditions, wajibat, recommends or recommendation, things that is recommended, dislikes, and also what? Nullifiers. Every action. Now we need to know what is a pillar. We need to know what is a what? Pillar. Pillars are important parts that make the act of worship correct and complete. If any of these parts is missed or done wrong, the worship is what? It's not complete. For pillars, I want you guys, they are what? Important parts. They are what? You cannot miss any pillar of an act of worship. And if you miss a pillar in an act of worship, that means the act of worship is not what? Okay? That makes an act of worship correct and complete. So the pillar, they're very important because the pillar, they're the one that make the act of worship correct and what?
Complete.
And complete. And without the pillar, or if any of the pillar is missed, the action is not going to be what?
Complete.
Complete. If any of the pillars are missed, the action will not be what? The action will be what? Not valid. The act of worship will not be what? Valid. Are you guys with me?
Yeah.
The pillars are what? They are important parts that make an act of worship correct and correct and what, guys?
And complete.
And complete. And if any of these pillars are missed, the action will not be
Valid.
will not be valid. So pillars, they are what? Very important for the act of worship to be complete and to be valid. Just like Islam, we have pillars of the pillars of Islam. What if somebody removes one of the pillars of Islam? What happens to his Islam?
Not complete.
It's not complete. Just like that, fasting has pillars, and these pillars they must be completed, because if you don't do these pillars, then the fasting will not be valid. So when we talk about conditions, we're gonna define conditions, okay? I'm not gonna define each one now, okay guys? Because I feel it's gonna be too much. Let's just focus on the pillars now. What did we say the pillars are?
Important parts that make an action of worship correct and complete.
Yes, okay.
And if any pillars are missed, an action will not be valid.
Very good. And how many pillars do we have for fasting? We have 2 pillars. We have what now?
2.
We have 2 pillars for fasting. We have what, guys?
2 pillars.
2 pillars of fasting. What do we have?
2 pillars of fasting.
Can you only do 1 pillar?
No.
You have to have what?
2.
Both of these pillars. The first pillar is you have to have the intentions. You have to have the what? Intentions. And the intentions is very important. You have to have the what? The intentions. You must make an intention to fast before the dawn. You must make what?
To fast before the dawn.
You must, okay, make intention to fast before what?
The dawn.
Before dawn. Every day during Ramadan. How many days?
Every day.
Every day during what?
Ramadan.
In the beginning of Ramadan, you can make your intention. Look, you find out tomorrow is Ramadan, you're going to say, I'm making the intention to fast every single day of Ramadan. Did you make the intention?
Yeah.
Very good. Some scholars, they say, no, every night before you go to sleep, you should make the intention that you're going to fast what? Tomorrow. And your intention, where is the intention? It's where?
In the heart.
In your heart. You planning to wake up for suhoor, that's already part of your what? Intent. You preparing your food, you're preparing small food, you're putting it away. And I say, what are you doing? You say, this is my suhoor for fasting. This is already your what? Your intention. But your intention is in the what? It's in the heart. The intention is in the, you don't have to say with your mouth, tomorrow I'm going to fast. No, for Ramadan. Your intention is where? It's in the heart. And sometimes your action is part of your intention. Your action is part of your intention. You planning to wake up you putting your alarm clock and saying, I'll wake up 4:30 a.m. to eat suhoor and pray. This is part of your what? Your intention. Also, how important is the intention? Look, if you plan to break your fast, if you plan to break Mi'raj, say you're fasting, okay? And you made the intention, you say, it's 1 o'clock. And you say, man, you know what? I'm gonna go break my fast. I'm gonna go what? Break my fast. And you go downstairs to the fridge. And you open the fridge. And you didn't see your favorite food. Now if you say, you know what? Never mind, I'm gonna fast again. You know what happened to his fast? It broke. Why? Because his intention what? It broke. So intention is so important that, look, Amir, you say, I cannot do this. I'm going to go drink water. And he goes upstairs. He says, I'm going to break my fast. I'm going to go drink water. He goes upstairs. This is part of his intention, right? That he's going upstairs to do what? To get water. And he finds out the water is not working, or it's not cold water. Even if he says, no, I'm not going to drink, I'm going to continue to fast, that day is already what? Is broken. Why? Because his intention was to do what? To break the fast. What about Maryam? Maryam, she woke up and said, today I'm going to fast. And as she's walking around, she sees water and she started to drink. But she forgot that she was what? Fasting. Does that break her fast?
No.
It doesn't. Why? Because your intention wasn't to break the fast. But you were drinking the water, but they didn't drink the water. Why is it that their fasting broke and your fasting didn't break? Because your intention was not to what? Break the fast. While Amir and the brother's intention was to do what? Break it. You understand, Abdullah? So how important is intention? If you say to your heart, I'm gonna break my fast, what's gonna happen? It broke. What if you drink or eat food by accident? Well, does that break your fast? No. No. So this is the first pillar. What is the first pillar of fasting? What is the first pillar of fasting? Intention. And what is your intention? Your intention is that you are fasting for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Your intention is what? You're fasting for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What is the second pillar?
Condition.
The second pillar. No, we said 2 pillars of fasting, right? What is the first one?
Intention.
The second pillar is what? Is staying away from all the things that what?
Will break our fast.
That will break your fast. Okay? For how long? From dawn until what? From dawn until Maghrib. Okay? So you have to avoid the things that break your fast. Like what breaks your fast? Eating.
Drinking.
What else? And also?
Having an intention.
And drinking and stuff like, and eating and drinking and other things that breaks your
Fast.
that break your fast. Again, 2 pillars of fasting. What are they?
Intention and staying away from all the things that break our fast.
It's intentions and staying away from anything that breaks your fast. And what is the meaning of pillars? What is the meaning of pillar in Islam?
Important parts that make an act of worship correct and complete. If any of the pillars are missed, the action will not be valid.
For example, the pillar of praying in Salah is reading Surah Fatiha. If somebody doesn't read Surah Fatiha, does that rak'ah count?
No.
Why? Why does that? He did everything else. He did ruku', sujood, everything. Why does that rak'ah not count?
Because he didn't read Surah Fatiha.
And Surah Fatiha is a what?
It's a pillar.
It's a pillar. Now do we know the pillars of fasting? How many pillars of fasting do we have? 2. What is the first one? Intentions. And number 2?
Staying away from all the things that break your fast.
That break your intention. Is it important?
Yes.
You can break your fast without what? Eating, because of your, and you can eat a lot of food and still not break your fast because of a
Intention.
I'll tell you guys a story, very funny story. A man, he was sent outside to go buy a lot of grapes. They sent him far away to go buy a bag full of grapes, and he was fasting. This man, when he was fasting and he bought all of these grapes, as he's walking back, he's eating the grapes. He forgets that he's fasting. He's walking and he's doing what? He's eating the grapes. Finally, he's delivering the grapes to his sister's house. Finally, he comes to his sister and she sees him what? She sees the bag is very empty. Only 2 grapes left. From the whole bag, how many is left?
2 grapes.
Only 2 grapes left. Then his sister, she said, why did you eat the grapes? He said, oh, I was fasting and I what? Forgot. Then her husband said, it's okay. If you forgot, it's okay. All of that did not break your what? Did not break your fast. Then he's like a funny, like, he's a Bedouin. He said, all of that grape I ate didn't break my fast? Her husband said, no. Then he only had how many grapes left? 2. And then he ate these 2 on purpose. And he said, if all of those grapes didn't break my fast, then these 2, it's not going to also what? Break. But now what happened to his fast? It broke. You guys understand? In the beginning, he ate so much grapes, but did that break his fast?
No.
Because he didn't know. He didn't make the what? The intention. But the last 2 grapes, he ate it on purpose. So now his whole fasting is what?
Gone.
Gone. The second pillar of fasting is what? To stay away from?
All the things that they
Alhamdulillah. Subhanaka Allahumma bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu. I'm very proud of you guys. Let me see your notes. Inshallah ta'ala, I'll see you guys. Monday will be our, no, what's tomorrow? Thursday? We have our class tomorrow. Is tomorrow Friday or
Thursday.
Tomorrow is Thursday, Sheikh. So we have another class tomorrow, inshallah. Tomorrow we'll talk about the conditions of fasting, inshallah.